Hey everybody, I'm Dave Kraus, Director of Veteran Services for StackUp. We're doing something a little different this time for Oculus Connect 5. I'm here with our two air assaults. This is Will and that's Jordan sitting over there. These two guys were handpicked from the Onward community to be a part of this Oculus event, so we're real excited to have them. And we thought we'd do a little video interview so you guys could get to know them a little bit. So I'm going to start with, I'm actually going to start with you, Will. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Will. I am an avid VR competitive gaming enthusiast, and that's why I'm here today. I'm a member of StackUp. I'm a veteran of the Navy. I was in there for about 9.5 years. I was in the submarine service, so I operated the propulsion plant on submarines.
My name is Jordan. I was in 4th Infantry Division, and I was in the Army for about 8 years. I've been a big Advent fan ever since it started. I'm real new to VR, but I'm loving it. It's a great time to be here, especially with StackUp guys.
Obviously, you know, we're all gamers. That's kind of what this is all about, right? So I'd love to know, like, both while you were in active duty, since you've transitioned into civilian life, tell me about, you know, gaming. What's important to you about video games and all that?
For me, video games, it's an escape. It's something that I use as a means to deal with my daily stress, like working out and something like that. And it was important to me when I was in the Navy. In my rack, I even had a little TV screen and an Xbox and a GameCube. I was playing Wind Waker at the time. I think it was a deployment. But it was my escape. It was my way to deal with the stresses of being on a submarine. It's been a tool that I've used, and that's why I'm so glad to be a guest here of StackUp, because they appreciate that connection.
Even when I was in the service, we used to play Halo. We would connect our racks together and you have an Ethernet cable and play some of the Halo when we were overseas. It was hard, it was tough, but we still got gaming in there when we wanted to. It was a great escape. It's a great place to just sit down and relax, especially when you're in the service. And outside of the service, it helps with those coping abilities, and it's great. I'm having a blast, and I'm very grateful to be here too.
So for me, you know, if I'm having a bad day, if stuff is going on, a lot of times I find a lot of release in just hopping on the sticks, playing some games, whether I'm doing something single player or getting on with some of my, you know, my buddies that I served with. Do you guys have, you know, have you guys had any experiences like that? Is that kind of how you were using that as well?
Yeah, it was a great tool from camaraderie. And one of the things I've heard you say during this trip is that it lets you break down some barriers, having something to do, something like a shared goal that you can sit around but still communicate with your shipmates. In my case, it's a real opportunity to get some therapeutic talking, and because one of the things that people don't say too much is that some of the things we do, you gotta just talk it out, and this gives us that medium to where we can do that but still not feel vulnerable.
I still play with one of my lieutenants to this day in Dungeons & Dragons, and we play online, and it's a great connection to break down some of those barriers. It's just a good coping tool.
This is a pretty short event, 2-day event. We're on day 2 now, of course. Why don't you tell us about, you know, what do you think of Oculus Connect 5?
I'm ecstatic to be here. It's very good for VR as a ecosystem that Oculus and Facebook are investing this much into VR. It's really important. Those of us who have done it, we know how obvious it is that this is the next big technology that's going to shake up a lot of industries. Being a part of that, you know, we see here yesterday's keynote with Zuckerberg. It shows just how into it they are, and it's exciting for the future. It really is. There's going to be a lot of change in the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, I have to say, first off, the Onward community was awesome. Just being a new person in there, they're very helpful, and just making this happen with you guys as well. It's just a great opportunity. And I have to say, for VR, if you're new like me to it, it's amazing. Very awesome games that are out there. I love having all the different barriers, and they're actually there. And they're in real, but when you put on the VR, it's still there. That was awesome.
It does show how important having an untethered device is.
Oh yeah, I felt freedom of movement.
The arena had physical objects in it, and the map that we played on was mapped to those physical barriers. So what we saw in the virtual world was real. So we could move about that space and be athletic.
Everybody
and know where our boundaries were, and it was putting the overlay into a real physical world.
Awesome.
The way that it mapped it, just wait until you guys see what this new technology can do. It's like the blue pill in the Matrix. You just don't know what the Matrix is until you've seen it for yourself, and that's what virtual reality is.
What's your favorite experience that you've had out here? so far?
My favorite experience by far was the finals of the Onward Championship last night. Was that incredible?
That was an amazing.
So the game that we're a part of is called Onward. It's a first-person shooter mill sim game, and they did the league championships last night on stage in front of a live audience. They had this huge display up, and then you'll know what I mean when I say that virtual esports is the future.
Oh gosh.
These guys are on stage. They're making the moves. When they go prone, their characters going prone in the game. They're looking for the tiniest cracks. It's not just pressing the D-pad to duck anymore.
No.
Those days are over.
Yeah, those are over.
So how about you, Jordan? Favorite kind of piece of this?
You can't really top that. It was amazing to see the league here. I love all of the stuff that they're doing here with all the booths and stuff. It's amazing. But that Onward stage was amazing. The finals, having them right there, being in the seating that we had, was amazing to see. And the overlays that they had were really cool too. The new cameras that they set up for spectating. The helicopter cam was really dope to see.
The spectating for VR is incredible.
Yeah,
you
it's
gotta
awesome.
check it out.
It's great. They did a great job.
To anyone who thinks that this is a good organization and it's something that you'd want to align your support with, I gotta say that as a recipient of what they give, it's an incredible experience, and it's great to bond with people from the military. I was in the Navy, he was in the Army, but we got to know each other pretty well through this trip, and just different but similar experiences is pretty much the big takeaway. So just be able to bond with you guys and experience something like this. The camaraderie, it just picks right up. You meet new people.
I have to say, it's just been an amazing opportunity. It was a great healing process. I've had a lot of connections with you guys, and it's just been such a fun and gratifying just to have all this nice stuff to happen. It's a good feeling at the end of the day, and especially for someone who's never done something like this, it's a whole new world.
It is, this program is something that is very near and dear to my heart. Just me personally, when I was going through some issues at the hospital, it was actually a trip like this, not to a video game convention, but to a ball game, that broke me out of my shell and really put me on the road to recovery. So this program has a very special place in my heart. I really, man, it is hard to articulate how incredible it is to live vicariously through you guys at these events, to hear your stories, to engage in just fellowship with you guys. It's an honor, it is a pleasure, and it is it's our distinct privilege to have you guys. I hope you're having an incredible time, and we really hope that you guys continue to be a part of this community. So thank you for being out here. Thank you guys for watching, and that's it for OC5, folks.